right, I'm going to show you a mini album I made using Magical Adventure 2 from Echo Park. I picked up two of these paper collections and I smashed both of them. I made two albums identical. I also picked up this Coordinating Solids, but it's from Wish Upon a Star 2, which the colors are similar. This blue matches that blue. I made a 7x7 by 2 1/4 mini album with 5 signatures. They're hidden pocket pages. At the end of the video, we'll talk about tutorial. I generally keep my covers very flat because I want you to be able to put it in a bookshelf or put it on the table and not have too many things on it, especially for something that might get used a lot. Because if you go to Disney, you're going to take a lot of pictures. Or if you have a Disney-themed birthday party or special event, you're probably going to take a lot of pictures. So I thought Magical Memories was a good title for this book. So let me take you inside. Well, first let's talk about the cover. So this was a 4x6 cut apart that I cut down. I put it on some cardstock on a red photo mat. And I also had a red photo mat and added this paper. So this is from the border strip, and that included this little red piece, and I just thought it was cute. I did add some enamel dots, and I added a couple of enamel dots to this camera as well. Inside, I did something a little different for me. I made a 4x4 waterfall. It's actually 4.5 by 4.5, but you still could put 4x4 photos on it. Is it 4.5? Yep. It is. And I also added paper to the inside of the waterfall and also to that area there. So that closure goes like that. And then right here is a spot that you could journal or add another photo to. On this page, I have one of the things I tried to do in this book is make closures that were not necessarily magnets. So that's a magnetic closure. So I started with one. I think I have one other magnetic closure, but I used other closures just to give you an idea of different closures you can use so you don't use all of your magnets. So this is sort of a swivel closure. I used a brad and I put some cardstock or some pattern paper rather on a piece of chipboard and it just swings open. Of course, this is open at the bottom, so you could still put a photo here if you wanted to. But that'll open like that. And I do have photo mats. These are 4 1/8 by 6 1/8 photo mats. So you could put your 4x6 photos right there. And this, of course, is open as well. And then that closes like that. And then each page, each of the signatures has a photo mat. And again, it's 4 1/8 by 6 1/8. And then there's room on the side. Now, the good thing about these photo mats is I used really non-directional paper, so you could do a landscape or a portrait style photo in the photo mats. So that'll close like that. And that brings us to this page. So I did these pages identical. You could add pictures to the front of this if you want, or wait till you get to the inside. And then there we go. So again, you can add some photos here. But you also can just put a bunch of pictures inside the pocket. I added a 4x6 cut apart and a 4x4 cut apart to this pocket. And this one is a 4x6 cut apart. And there is the 4x4 cut apart. So again, you could put photos on the back of here, or you could just add the pictures into the pockets. Again, this is a different kind of closure. I used a string at the bottom with a circle using brads. I used the same brads. They were larger black brads. It just was something pretty generic. And there's our hidden photo mat. And that goes back inside here. So on this page, I've got stacked pockets with a couple of cut-aparts and photo mats. You could add your picture to there, or just add your photos into the pockets. This is from the sticker sheet. I thought with the bow ties that would look really cute. On this page, I added just a simple belly band. So I've got a couple of photo mats here you could add your pictures to, or just slide pictures inside this belly band. It had this little Viewmaster sticker in the sticker sheet, and I just thought it was adorable. And here is the hidden photo mat for this page. All right, and on this page I kept this one very simple and just left room to put your photos. Here you could put 2, maybe 3x3 photos, and here you could put your 4x4 photo. I did use some magnets on this one. You don't have to. I find with some of these small flaps with the cut aparts, you don't absolutely need to put a magnet, but I had some small ones and I used that. And there is room there for your portrait or landscape photos. I show in the tutorial how I make these tabbed photo mats. Okay, so this is again showing how to do closures without a magnet. So this is a 4x6 cut apart with about 1.5 inches cut apart. So there's a large room for a photo, and it still would give you room to journal either at the bottom, or if you have a portrait orientation, you can journal at the side. But that closes up this, and so now this will open that way. There's your photo mat. This is open here, so you could still add your photo. And then you could put photos on both of these pages. So that closes like that. And this is similar. So I've got photo mats, and that keeps this page closed. You could stick pictures inside the pocket or glue them to the side. This is about 4x6.5. So it's a little bit too small to put a 4x6 photo, but you could cut it down. You could absolutely trim down a photo. There is your photo mat, which could go again in any orientation. All right, and here I used ribbon as a closure. And this is for 4x4 photos. It just opens and closes like that. I just thought it was a nice, different way of having a closure for an element on a page. And then, as I usually do in books, I like to have a flap with a pocket. I feel like it gives you room to put all those extra things that didn't fit anywhere else in the book. It could be napkins, it could be tickets, it could be passport, I don't know, whatever it is you have for the event. And inside, I added a lot of extra cut aparts. So you can add photos to the back, you can journal on the back. This one is a folder, so it gives you room to put a couple extra pictures in there. And you can add all the extra pictures that didn't fit into there. So this is, I call it a library style closure. And there's the back, spine, and there we are. All right, let's talk tutorial. I will have a video coming out probably tomorrow, so make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so you see exactly when the tutorial comes out. It's a really easy mini album to make. I take you step by step through it. I give you all the measurements in the video, but I will have the written measurements in my coffee shop. You can just follow the tutorial and you don't need the cutting guide, or if you like something printed so you can check off when you cut everything out, then you can print out, go to my coffee shop. It's available for a nominal fee. That is what I have for now. I will also be doing a video showing you how I decorated this mini album using that paper collection. Of course, you can make the same style mini album using any paper collection, and I invite you to do that. But if you have Magical Adventure 2 and you want to make this exact mini album, then like I say, I take you step by step. I give you the measurements in the video. I do not put the decorating measurements in the cutting guide just because there's so many variables. You might not have this paper, and or you might use different size mat margins than what I like to do. But I wanted to show that to you. That is part of my paper stash smash. This month we were smashing 12 by 12 papers, and this was two, actually, 12 by 12 papers that I had in my collection, plus the solids. So those are out of my stash into a mini album, so you can see that, and it is available for purchase right at this moment in my Etsy shop. Thank you so much for watching, and have a fabulous day.